WrestleMania 40 is said to be undergoing major changes. Also, a WWE star is open to a TNA crossover, and an NXT superstar is being viewed as a future WrestleMania main eventer. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Hello everybody, Jack and Fraser back again with more wrestling news. If you missed our video earlier on this very channel today, do check it out. But now we're talking about, Fraser, from the WrestleVotes Twitter account, who've often broken little things in the past before.
Tidbits, yeah.
They're saying that there could be major changes to WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, they tweeted out between the unfortunate injury to CM Punk, the questionable status of Seth Rollins, and the pulling of Brock Lesnar, the WrestleMania card has took a sharp turn. A wee sharp turn. Sources said there are a number of brand new card variations on the table, including some superstars who were not pegged towards the top just days ago. They said, I'm being told they will take their time to figure things out and consider just about everything.
So possible new card variations, possibly pushing superstars into a level we've never seen them at before for WrestleMania. The first name that would immediately spring to mind to me there, and this is pure speculation on my part, Gunther.
Ooh,
because Cody, it's been teased he could be going one way, he could be going to challenge Seth, or as we maybe suspect slightly more, to challenge Roman Reigns. We'll find out more on SmackDown this week when he's going to appear there. But if he does choose Roman, Seth's going to need an opponent now that CM Punk's injured. Gunther would spring to mind straight away for me there.
And I think we saw the little tease on Raw a few weeks ago where he does step up and he's like, I'm going to win the Rumble and I'm going to challenge you, Seth, because we're both really good champions, but I'm better. My only little flaw with that is you would expect the challenger to be crowned in the Elimination Chamber. And Gunther can't leave the country at the moment because he's getting his green card.
And the Elimination Chamber's taking place
in Perth, in Australia, not Scotland. I wish it was in Scotland, but it's going to be in Perth, Australia. So it does put a little spanner in that plan. But Gunther, I think, will definitely get a much higher spotlight on that card than he was maybe 48, 72 hours ago.
You could have it be Drew, maybe?
Drew or Sammy are the names that really stick out to me as someone that can really fill that spot that Seth Rollins and CM Punk would have had. It's just, it makes it a little bit more unpredictable. As much as it's unfortunate that we've got injuries, I'm excited to see what the other name, LA Knight, of course.
Of course.
Get him high up the card.
Speaking of injuries, one which appeared to have been maybe a bit of a work took place last night on NXT. Ridge Holland, his whole storyline at the minute is that he's taking on all of Gallus on his own. And backstage interviewers are saying, but Ridge, why are you taking them all on your own? He goes, because I'm bloody great.
I've got no mates.
Don't care. He tried to get the GM, Ava Raine, the Rock's daughter, the GM of NXT, to book him in a handicap match against Gallus, but she wouldn't allow it to happen because she was scared for his safety. Later on in the night, Ridge suffered a loss to Lexis King when Gallus caused a distraction. But after the match, Gallus all beat him down and targeted Ridge's leg with a steel chair. Now, this seems like he's been written off.
Such nasty men, those Gallus boys, just destroying Ridge Holland. Yeah, it does seem like their whole storyline here with Ridge is, he's needing to find some friends in NXT. I'm struggling to think right now who those could be. Like, out of all the names, maybe this is how we get him into the greatest faction on earth. Chase you.
Please no. So possibly, but at the same time, part of the story is that he wants to prove that he doesn't need any friends.
He doesn't need the friends
to do this either. But at the minute, he's just been beaten down, possibly written off TV for a little while with the leg attack, although it remains to be seen how long he'll be off for.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not it's an in-storyline injury that they're trying to get him and show that he's coming over the adversity sort of stuff. I think he's nicely positioned in NXT right now.
Okay.
And it's maybe we'll see a little new character maybe when he comes back.
I think it's a little bit of a confused storyline for Ridge, and I'm glad that it might be moving on into more concrete ground, because at first he did the whole fake injury angle with Ilya Dragunov, which was playing off the real injury that unfortunately he caused to Big E.
Yeah.
And then but then it became a bit warped in sort of true NXT style, where it seemed like it was going to be him saying like, I'm not a bad guy, I didn't mean to do this. But then he talked about his own injuries and his own battle, and it became much more cliched, like I fought to be here and stuff like that, which didn't link to the previous bit of the story. Now the injury theme's back, I wonder what's going to happen from there.
Again, Chase you, make him the star quarterback and we'll be happy.
Okay. There's also been a bit of an update in regards to TNA's working relationship with WWE. We recently saw Jordynne Grace, the reigning TNA Knockouts World Champion, make her Royal Rumble debut, her WWE debut, I believe, as well.
It was massive. I think the pop that the crowd actually gave her was very well earned, very well deserved for her to be in the Royal Rumble. But it was like, oh my God, TNA. They're actually calling it the TNA Knockouts Championship. Wild, but
yes.
yeah.
She spoke to Sean Ross Sapp about her appearance this past Sunday and mentioned flying out, going through medical testing. She mentioned that WWE asked her if she wanted to go home after rehearsals, but she said she didn't need to and just needed time for herself to prepare to throw out 29 other women and reach WrestleMania. Anyway, she said she stayed at a hotel for a hotel that was specially booked for the surprise talent that would be at the show, and told Sean Ross Sapp that Chelsea Green said she was mad at her for not telling her that she'd be in the Rumble ahead of time. She also didn't tell Trinity, and they were texting during the week.
What's she like, eh? They're friends.
You let her know. But I get that she was scared of leaks and everything. Yeah. She said that Trinity was surprised to see her at the Performance Center and was confused about what was happening. She also said she would like to see the six-sided ring return in TNA for special occasions like Slammiversary or Bound for Glory. And she said that she's not heard any more about a potential relationship between the two promotions, but has a good gut feeling about it.
Yeah, I saw an interview with her where she was like, yeah, I kept on texting Trinity being like, can't wait to see what you do in the Rumble. Can't wait to see you at the Rumble. Little did she know it was going to be standing opposite each other in the ring. It was really, really cool. I think she came out of that Rumble looking really strong and potentially one of the best looking talents in there in terms of what she showed off.
I would agree as well. Yeah,
really cool to see.
Speaking of this potential relationship between WWE and TNA, despite there not being any concrete updates, one WWE superstar in particular has said that she would be open to working a match in TNA with Jordynne Grace. It was the number one entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble, Natalya. Yeah.
Everyone's favorite.
Well, yeah, of course. And she said, I would jump at the chance to do this. I loved our chemistry in the Rumble. I can feel your passion for this, Jordynne Grace. Now, obviously, Natalya gets a lot of flack for it. She's been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Never has really been pushed that too far up the card or anything. It often feels like she's spinning her wheels. But in TNA, if she were to go over there and challenge Jordynne Grace, I think she'd suddenly seem a lot more fresh.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like with WWE, as you said, she's been there such a long time, and she's not really changed her character. Like, we've had her farting gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
But she's not really changed her character
no,
apart
whether
from
she's a heel or a face, she always has the same themes and everything, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, as you said, maybe a little run in TNA, whether it's a working relationship, would do her well. We'd get to see her maybe showcase what she can do a bit more, because she gets lost in the shuffle when you've got your Biancas, your Charlottes, your Beckys, your Baileys all at the top of the card. It's kind of hard to see what Natalya can do on a bigger stage, but maybe TNA and being in that spotlight would do well for her.
Yeah, I would agree. And also now heading back to NXT, we're going to talk about a star who's been talked about as a potential WrestleMania main eventer of the future.
Oh, yeah.
According to House of Wrestling, WWE creative were blown away by the reception that Trick Williams received on last week's SmackDown, and the belief is amongst influential people in the company that he has future WrestleMania main event potential.
Whoop, that Trick.
Trick Willie.
Oh my God, he's definitely, he's got the look and the vibe of a WrestleMania. I liked your little sing there. WrestleMania main eventer.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that he started as the associate of Carmelo.
He was like a sidekick almost.
Sidekick, and now he's arguably maybe going to be a bigger deal. Especially the reaction he got on SmackDown, which was, as me and Sam were speaking about it at the weekend, it felt like not LA Knight level, but it was like surprisingly how loud it was for someone who's never been on the main roster before.
I think they're both really well positioned to have bright futures on the main roster.
Sure.
Mello, because he's like a super worker. Trick's just got that intangible sort of star factor that they seem to want as well. And it's looking really good for both of them. It's ultimately, it remains to be seen whether he'll reach that level. But a top WWE star apparently praised his Trick Williams' great attitude and skill set that he's cultivating, and noted as well that they foresee nothing but positives for him. This is very similar to reports that came out late last year, which noted that WWE believes Trick Williams could end up being a major player for years to come if he spends more time in NXT to polish his in-ring psychology and learn more about the little thing.
And that's the best thing about NXT, apart from Shawn Michaels' performance art that he's putting on down there. It's really, someone like Trick Williams is quite well suited to that, and hopefully when he does land on the main roster full time, he's the total package.
Oh yeah, faux shiz. Right, everyone, thank you very much for watching this news video. I've been Jack from Cultaholic. This has been Fraser Porter. I'll be Twitch streaming tonight as well with Owen Mawson at 6 p.m. on twitch.tv/Cultaholic. We are still playing Football Manager. It's all gone a bit sour at South Shields FC. We might be looking for jobs elsewhere. We're looking desperately for a job elsewhere. We've been looking in France, Germany, even Japan.
Scotland?
No team, maybe Scotland. No teams have taken. It depends if Owen's loaded up that league or not.
Do it.
And we're still looking for a job. Hopefully Hopefully we find one this week. We're still technically at South Shields, but if we keep applying for other teams, they're probably going to get sick of us quite soon.
You love this Football Manager stuff. Check them out
yeah.
at 6 p.m.
Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see. Oh, and I mentioned also our news video earlier today on this very channel as well, and we'll see you very soon.